Hey everybody, welcome to round 4 of Friday Night Modern here at GameSwap Mason, brought to you by Top Deck Productions, streaming on Twitch TV. We're back with Victor Kurz on Grixis Pyromancer.
Yeah, this is our table 1 for the night.
And Jonathan Tople is playing Mono Black.
No, he's playing. He's playing Bant.
That was a joke about. See, it's Mono Black.
Ah, the absence
under
of
his
text.
name.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway, so
he's playing Bant.
Bant
something.
Company.
I don't know. I can't.
Probably
read this.
Vizier. I think I've
this
seen
word. Nightfall.
Oh, Bant Night.
No.
He probably does have Vizier
Nightfall.
combo.
Bant Nightfall.
Probably Bant Vizier Night combo. Maybe some Spell Quellers, Scavenging Ooze. Probably Shalai Voice of Plenty.
Probably not.
I saw a sweet MTG Goldfish list with Shalai Voice of Plenty.
Yeah, there was a list that 5-0'd online that was just literally like 31 of creatures.
Yeah, it was Bant Company, 4 birds, 4 hierarchs, 2 olive roots, 3 path, 4 chord, and then just straight 1-ofs.
Yeah,
like the most
an interesting list.
He had a Spell Stutter sprite in there.
Yeah.
Like that's fucking dope. Just counter your 1-drop, get a 1/1 flyer.
Yeah. Also, whoever said this was miserable during our Commander game, yeah, it was. I agree.
I agree. It was miserable. Not sure why we did it. Okay, tapped Creeping Tar Pit.
It looks like we also got the
Noble Hierarch.
the Vizier combo.
Jonathan Tople really likes these lands.
Yeah,
he plays these in every deck that he plays. I played against him in Teamer Energy a few months ago, 6 months ago, and he was playing these in his Teamer Energy deck. I wonder how many he owns, or if he just moves them around.
Yeah, he probably moves them around. What even are the lands?
Say what?
I don't know, but somebody requested that you don't swear, I guess, because there are children in the room.
Well, I'll do my best. I feel like that's someone else's problem to worry about, and maybe not mine, but
all right, so we're going to bolt this Hierarch here. Jonathan actually just has the natural combo in his hand to make infinite mana. He has 2 copies of Vizier and a Devoted Druid. Not sure. It's very unlikely he's going to actually be able to get that combo off in this matchup, considering Victor has like 16 removal spells in his deck or whatever, but see the first piece here. And actually, Victor doesn't have any removal current. Oh, he has a Fatal Push. Okay, he's Fatal Push in 5 cantrips. Or 4. Okay, never mind. 3 cantrips and a mana leak. So I'm guessing we'll see this Devoted Druid get Fatal Pushed here. Yeah, the conversation in the chat, sorry about the thing. I mean, we don't advertise as a child-friendly channel. I mean, that was unfortunate that happened to be the situation, but whatever, we can just move forward. Oh, he didn't Fatal Push this. Interesting. He also didn't find a land for this turn, but he's got one there he can leave on top of his deck. If Victor taps out for another card draw spell, he could just like literally lose next. I guess he also needs a payoff for the infinite mana, but
yeah, unless you have like company hitting Eternal Witness or something, you can't always do anything. You know, he needs to either have a Duskwatch Recruiter into Walking Ballista, or have a Quarter Company with Eternal Witness loop. Otherwise, the infinite mana doesn't really do much for you.
Yeah, all right. He did end up Fatal Pushing the Devoted Druid anyway. Finding that Black Leaf Cliffs there. Doesn't find the 4th land though. That might have been a good opportunity. He could have just slammed Jace there if he found his 4th land untapped, but unfortunately was not able to. So probably see some more wheel spinning here with the cantrips. He can cast the Gurmag Angler. Jonathan also missed his 3rd land drop, interestingly enough. There's his 3rd land, but it's his Stomping Ground. Okay, that's interesting. He has a Spell Queller in hand, but he's not going to be able to cast that. Instead, he's just going to have to go for the Knight here. He could cast an Eternal Witness to get the one of his fetch lands back. Gonna mana leak the knight. Yeah, it's a good, pretty good for Victor. I'm surprised. I think I would have rather gotten Eternal Witness to ensure I hit my 4th land drop, because not being able to cast a spell queller seems like it's pretty relevant, but oh man, and now we just block with Vizier, which does allow for Jace to be freely cast here, and this probably puts the game away. Usually the case when Jace the Mind Sculptor is cast on an empty board.
Yeah, very few opportunities for Jonathan to come back here. Obviously, collected company and a land off the top could be okay, especially if Victor happens to to tap out with the Gurmag and allow someone to hit the Jace, but
yeah,
not likely. And I don't think Victor would even leave himself susceptible to that, especially with the Brainstorm here.
Yeah.
Spell Snare actually is really good against styles of decks like this. Not sure if he'll actually keep it, though. It seems a little bit narrow compared to some other cards he could keep, namely Lightning Bolt.
Especially at this point in the game.
Yeah, but Spell Snare is a good one in the matchup generally. It's unclear if Jonathan will actually have a card like Voice of Resurgence. Could be no. Sometimes that's the kind of card you're cutting when you play Vizier Devoted Druid combo. But yeah, Eternal Witness, I assume we're getting back.
Yeah,
you have to hit the land drop.
As well as, just getting his lands. Fortunately, Eternal Witness doesn't do a great job at pressuring Jace the Mind.
No, or blocking Gurmag Angler.
So Victor's got 3 cantrips and Bolt, and actually Thoughtscour is pretty interesting here because he can put 2 cards he doesn't want back on top of his library with Jace, and then mill them with the Thoughtscour. It's another neat interaction. You don't have, of course, if he finds a fetch land, he also could use that to shuffle away some bad cards. So he knew about that Spell Snare there. Unfortunately, he also mills a Snapcaster, but there was another one right after it, so not much of a loss there. We're going to Brainstorm. Swamp, Thoughtseize, and a Blood Crypt. Thoughtseize seems actually fine here. Jonathan hasn't really been doing much, so he's probably got some decent cards in hand. Yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, first off, Jonathan needs to find a path so we can get rid of this Angler that's going to kill him in 2 turns. Yeah,
and it's unclear if that would actually even be the card you want to draw here. I think you kind of just have to run. I think you just need runner company here. There's no way you can generate enough value through this Jace. I mean, path. If you path the Gurmag Angler, Victor's just going to find another threat to drop with the Jace. I don't think there's really much that Jonathan can actually do to get himself out of this.
Yeah, he drew Gavany. He can cast 2 spells this turn finally. He can cast a 3-drop and his Vizier, but Victor does have Snapcast or Mana Leak available. I guess you start by attacking Jace for 2.
Yeah, I like attack Jace for 2. Yeah, if you attack first there, you get to pressure Victor's hand first. You know,
right.
you might make him use his mana, whereas now he's almost certainly just going to Snapcast, Mana Leak this, and then you're not going to resolve a spell, and your Eternal Witnesses, if you try to swing, is going to die to Snapcaster. Yeah. Just not a great way to sequence that, but I guess Jonathan feels like he has not a whole lot of viable options anyway, so...
So look, the Victor's thinking about this one a lot. It is a little bit hard for him to remove because he needs Revolt on Fatal Push and he can't bolt it, but not really a huge issue. No, he does let it resolve. We see a Spell Queller on top. Probably going to have to shuffle that one away.
Yeah, unfortunately, Spell Queller not great here. Not really great in the matchup to begin with. Not only does it fail to hit a lot of crucial spells like the Delve threats, but also it just dies to Bolt Snapcaster over and over.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll be a card hopefully quick to come out.
So here's Snapcaster. I guess we're probably just gonna target Fatal Push. Oh, this is a good line. So you can trigger Revolt.
Yeah, so trigger Revolt by blocking with Snap, and then we'll Fatal Push the Courser. So gain a life off of Gavany. You can actually push in response to the gain a life trigger here.
Sure.
Not sure why that would be relevant, but yeah, you can do it if you want to.
Do we want to leave the Spell Queller? No, we're gonna go ahead and.
Yeah, we can't leave the Spell Queller. Where are the companies? I assume we have some.
Yeah.
Hopefully
there's
4. There's
right
one
at
on
the
bottom. Right where you want it. Well, if he just does the good old Dutch shuffle, put that thing right on top, could be helpful.
It's basic forest. Really? Basic forest? When we have... I guess we're just doing nothing this turn? We could play the Vizier, but...
Yeah, I assume we had a land we could have gotten to play Vizier, and I feel like we kind of have to put the body on the ground. I wonder if Jonathan has forgot that he had that in hand or that he could play it.
We do have to reveal the top card of our library, though.
Do we?
Victor does get that information.
Did he fetch in response to gain the life?
No, Victor just pushed it on his turn. He was holding the push in case he found a better target.
Oh, okay.
Well, I guess that information will be lost to the ether. It's actually relevant here because if Victor thought he would have perfect information knowing the top card. But Victor's probably far enough ahead where he can, yeah, Jonathan's just going to concede. I'm not really, like, conceding in response there is fine. It doesn't actually conceal any information because every card in Jonathan's hand was already seen by Victor, but it makes it, you know, it gives the appearance that he's concealing information. Maybe he has some spicy tech that Victor doesn't know about. So
this is one of those matchups where, as the Bant creature deck, you'd really prefer that you weren't playing the combo. Against a deck that actually has so much removal, like a Snapcaster Grixis deck, the combo actually just gives you more cheese factor, but less consistency and less resiliency to removal. Jonathan was wishing that those 4 Devoted Druids and 4 Vizier, or however many there are, we don't actually know how many there are, but let's say that there are 6 total Viziers and or Devoted Druids. I think Jonathan would prefer that those cards were 2 Kitchen Finks, 2 Voice of Resurgence, and a 4th Spell Queller. You know, just cards that are actually going to do something in the matchup. Getting off the combo against a deck like Victor's is very difficult.
Right. Unless you just like happen to company into it at the end of turn after he just like resolves like a creature or something and can't counter it.
Right.
If Victor flippantly taps out for a Jace on turn 4, you do nothing, like, oh, he has 4 open mana.
Victor is very likely to flippantly tap out for Jace on turn 4. I know Victor.
With 4 open mana and their green deck, they're like, oh, that must have no plays.
They got no play. They clearly were trying to draw the Throne and they couldn't do it.
Yeah. The rest of their hand is just lands. On Jonathan's end, he might have some like light interaction. Like, do you think Unified Will? I mean, I guess Unified Will's not great in this matchup.
No, Unified Will's fine. I think you bring it in. If you have it, I think that's a fine thing to do.
Staticaster would actually be decent for him, but he might not know that he didn't see Pyromancer that game.
Yeah, I didn't see Pyro. Obviously, it's always fine against Snap, and you can assume that your opponent is on Pyro, but I guess Jonathan only knows that his opponent's not on Shadow because he didn't see any Street Wraiths and he saw a lot of lands. But
yeah, you could probably assume.
Oh, well, he saw Creeping Tar Pit, so never mind.
And I guess Victor also wasn't aggressively lowering his life.
Sure.
Looks like Jonathan would bring in the Unified.
Yeah, if Jonathan knows these lists well, he knows his opponent's not on Shadow. Yeah. So, but he's living in Coral Helm, hopefully.
Brought in a retreat and an extra knight, really?
Yeah, Coral Helm Knight is actually a good combo to have in this matchup. It just seems strange to
me to have those cards in your sideboard, you know.
Sure, that is strange, but yeah, that combo is good in this matchup. Coral Helm is just a good value card. Tapping down Gurmag Angler is a big deal, and also that combo is a little bit more resilient than the mana combo.
Yeah.
Grixis cannot remove an enchantment to save its life.
Yeah.
And of course,
it's much harder to remove Knight as well.
And Knight is a lot harder for these Grixis Pyro decks to remove as well.
Fatal Push with the roll or terminated in most.
I think there's a pretty good chance that we actually see Jonathan with a Shalai Voice of Plenty.
That would be really cool. I mean, it makes a lot of sense in his deck. Although it is hard to compete for Collected Company spot, obviously.
That's fair, but when you have Court of Calling, I don't know. I mean, Court of Calling into Shalai seems like a pretty high quality modern play that we might see come up more and more in the coming weeks.
Being able to do it at instant speed, although it does cost 7 mana.
Yeah, but it costs. Can you do it with 4 lands and 3 creatures? I don't know. I think it's very reasonable. As far as what Victor's doing,
I saw him. He was thinking about the Engineer explosives. I think he actually left it out.
Engineered's tough in this matchup. Like, it's obviously can be fine, but unlike some creature decks, this deck has a pretty diverse curve.
Somebody asked that in chat. Sorry to interrupt you.
What do they say?
Somebody asked if Victor abandoned Grixis Shadow. No, I think he's just trying something different for now.
Yeah, he's not abandoned. He was playing it 2 weeks ago. Last week he was on Nahiri.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, Jeskai Nahiri. But no, he hasn't abandoned it. But I think he was getting frustrated of losing certain matchups. And I think Grixis Pyro is maybe a little bit more well-positioned against some decks right now. Like, for example, Grixis Shadow, like, just you cannot beat Red-Green Eldrazi.
Yeah.
It's just like, it's horrible. It's just horrible.
Man. Jonathan's hand is a little questionable. He had, like, 4 lands, a Duskwatch, and 2 companies.
Yeah. Well, it's hard to mulligan against a Thoughtseize deck, but...
Yeah. Is Victor just leading with the tapped Blood Crypt? Yeah.
Seems fine.
All right.
Could be
Also,
worse.
Alpha Wolf says he should go here somewhere. He's like an 80-minute drive away. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of far, but our Friday night events are pretty big. We also have, like, PPTQs here occasionally, as well as pretty big pre-releases. There's actually events here every day of the week.
Yeah, you can play Tuesday night. Yeah, if you drive 80 minutes on Monday night, you can stay here all day Tuesday, play Modern on Tuesday, play Standard on Wednesday, play Modern again on Thursday, play Modern on Friday.
Draft or Standard on Friday. There's also the game day. There's like game days for Standard here as well if you like that. If depending whatever format you have, except Legacy. We don't have Legacy events here, mostly because nobody plays Legacy, unsurprisingly. So turn 2 Duskwatch Recruiter. Reminds me of my great old
your standard Bant deck with Temio.
Yeah.
Field Researcher.
Yeah, that was a good one.
For those of you who don't remember, Mario took a $90 deck to SCG Standard Cincinnati and got 20th place, playing such standard staples as Pack Guardian.
Yeah, it was a good one.
And Temio Field Researcher. And Topplegeist, is that what it's called?
It wasn't like Topplegeist. Rattle Chains.
Rattle Chains. What was the one that taps the...
Nebelgast Herald. That was the best card in the deck.
Wait, which one?
Nebelgast Herald.
Yes, that one. Yeah. Were you playing Niblis of Frost or no?
No.
Okay.
This brutality here is going to be brutal. We get to kill our Duskwatch and snatch a Coco or this cord. Yeah, that was definitely a very effective collective brutality there. Oh, Knight is pretty good here. It's already going to be a 5/5. Assuming Jonathan plays his other fetch land. Instead, he goes for the Horizon Canopy.
Yeah. Did he have a fetch land?
Yeah, he has a Windswept Teeth.
Yeah, that makes your knight a 3/3.
No, he has 2 lands in the graveyard. I still have 4.
Oh, he does? Okay.
Yeah.
I still don't understand why you don't
I'm not
fetch.
Whatever.
Like, you leave yourself dead to just random things like Forked Bolt right now. I don't know.
Yeah.
I guess Forked Bolt would kill it if it was at 5, but
here, so.
Okay. Yeah, I just don't understand playing the Canopy. Like, you don't even... There's no even guarantee you'd have to pay life for that Canopy.
Yeah.
Ever in the game. I know, that's kind of weird.
Long way from Texas, yeah. I don't know if you're going to make it out here. But if you do ever come for like a Star City event or a GP Columbus or whatever, I'm probably not Columbus, a Star City Cincinnati event, you can come here on Friday, though. We often have like a paired event with some of the Star City.
I think parts of Texas are only about 12 hours from here.
Oh, only
the near side of Texas.
Only about 12 hours.
Yeah.
Right.
Also, notably, Texas is an anagram for taxes. Do you play Death and Taxes down there in Texas? Wow. That'd be a good inside joke.
I wonder if there's like a Facebook group.
Taxes in Texas. Texas taxes. So do we think we're V-clicking ourselves here?
Nope. Targeting Jonathan. Have him shuffle that, or place the Coco on the bottom of his library. Well, we got the untap with Knight, and we found a Noble Hierarch. Somebody plays Eldrazi in Texas.
He does play it well.
No,
what do you know?
Alpha, some other guy that's from Columbus.
Oh, that's too bad. You can't play taxes in Columbus. That doesn't make an anagram.
He's a humans guy. Oh, Mark doesn't want you to.
Oh, yeah. Humans
is in Cincinnati, or near Cincinnati. It's in a town called Mason.
Humans is a cool deck. It just needs to have either its power level or consistency reined in somehow. It's just going to get better and better.
City cut that. Yeah, you're right. The knight did actually die to bolt gut shot there. That was the line that the knight died as a 4.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Well, we got a second knight and a hierarch.
It could also have died to flame. Could have died to flame slash.
Yeah.
Could have died to cut. Could have died to cut to ribbons.
Yeah.
I actually played cut to ribbons in a modern match the other day. Very successful. I killed my opponent with it.
Nice.
I tapped it for 10 mana and did him 8 life.
Nice. Wow.
Yep.
Yeah, that's like the Saffron Olive recently was playing Sorin Tribal, and he had one of Sorin's Vengeance, which just does 10 damage.
Sorin's Vengeance.
But it like always
hell of a
killed
card.
them because people happen to get their life total that low.
Yep.
A few points of chip damage and a bunch of fetch lands and whatnot. They get their life total low enough that 10 damage burn soul just instantly kills them.
Do we think that Sorin's Vengeance is good against burn? Gain 10 life. Do we bring that in out of the sideboard?
If you get the 7 mana, maybe.
So V-click against Knight Hierarch doesn't seem great, but Victor does have a handful of cards. It looks like Victor could use another land.
Undead Ninjas in Atlanta. Oh, are you going to the? I think there's an SCG Atlanta event this weekend. Yeah, there is. Are you going to go to that?
Wait, what's in Atlanta this weekend?
It's a team event. Yeah, it's for the first event for the new standard, but it's a team event, unfortunately, so it won't be featured.
Wait, it's team standard?
No, it's team. The same team we did. Team trios.
Oh, okay.
I think we're going to have to terminate one of these nights. They're pretty large. 5/5s. You could also just like get rid of the cord if he's worried about that. Not really sure.
And engineered explosives on 3 would have been pretty good right now. Though actually, I guess if you played engineered on 3, you'd take a lot of damage after you tap out for it.
Yeah, they're not doing standard exclusive events, but they have it as part of the team.
Oh, that's right. I remember people complaining about that when that.
Well, the reason is because obviously standard popularity was really abysmal when the format sucked for like a few years or whatever.
Right.
But now it's actually good and like.
Well, yeah. I mean, people. I think Dominaria standards.
Not having it. Well, not people, but like.
Right.
People
well, it's like Star City leadership for one, probably.
Well, I don't know. They stand by their decision.
But yeah, Dominaria I think is going to be a pretty popular standard environment.
Yeah.
Pretty cool format.
Nice.
From what
We're
I've
in
seen.
there for 10. I like it. Victor's just going to take it. Really?
Well, if he
terminate one of these?
Well, if he fetches Horizon Canopy, he just dies.
Yeah.
So now we have to terminate.
Yeah. And oh man, oh no.
Do we have the Unified Will? See, the Unified Will would have been killer here.
Unified Will would have been great there. So Victor takes 6. He needs a way to kill the second knight though.
Yeah.
I'm so mad I'm not drafting Dominaria right now. You know, I haven't drafted a set since some master set. No, since Unstable.
Yeah, we drafted Unstable together.
We drafted Unstable, yeah.
Remember we played that team? Wait, were we a team?
No, we weren't a team. What?
Oh no, we were just we were in the same league. We were right. And then once I lost, you became my spiritual successor to try to win. Right. That's right. So I remember now. Right. God, Victor really could have used another land. I think that's his problem here.
Well, the cards in his hand just don't interact. Oh, he drew a Fatal Push, but he can't trigger Revolt.
Yeah, exactly.
The cards in his hand, they just don't line up well with a Giant Knight currently.
Yeah.
If he had Polygon Scan, he's got Is Static Caster. That's not doing much on this board.
No.
I'm kind of curious why he brought that in. I mean, it kills the Mana Dorks, but
well, and it kills Vizier of Remedies, right?
Oh, you're right. Yeah.
Which is not bad, but I think Jonathan. Jonathan should have.
He did cut the combo. We saw it.
He cut all of them.
At least one. I don't know how much of it he had.
I assume you have like 2 to 3 Viziers, but I don't know.
Yeah, he cut some of them.
I guess
you're still attacking. Bold.
Dude, damn. Are we just trying to scare our opponent into not attacking?
I'm not sure.
Like, see if maybe Victor realizes like his only way to win here is for his opponent to like fetch
he literally
shock.
Can't even remove. He has no way to he can flash in Static Caster to block.
To block.
Okay. Right.
So yeah, Victor might be able to win over the top here with Bolt.
Yeah.
Victor playing to his outs.
Jonathan is now gaining some life with the Courser, which
that's bad news.
We keep failing to remember.
Yeah. Also, scavenging use is pretty good.
We keep failing to remember that our Courser reveals that card of the library. Alright, so Static Caster came in, probably had to block the Knight.
Yeah, we do.
Shot down the Hierarch.
Yeah, we still need to reveal top card.
Yeah, well, someday.
Yeah, the more you know, the more you calls. So we're coding with the mana we got from the
Hierarch.
I think I actually really like Victor's play of attacking because he knows things are in a grim spot, and he may know that his real only out is to try to get in for damage here.
Oh, he doesn't even have double red.
Yeah, he doesn't have double red.
Yeah, you're right. Okay, so we got Duskwatch Recruiter. Really? I guess it's the best chord for 2 target, sure. And it's Creeping Tar Pit. It does not trigger Revolt, and you can't for the night.
That's tough.
So that's going to blunt his attack for the time being.
Yeah, we still don't lose yet. If we play Creeping Tar Pit...
Oh, the Unified Will. On top of the library, though.
Ugh.
He knows about it, but...
Yeah.
And Victor could also play Tassiger here. Yeah, that'll give him a blocker, obviously.
If we play Tasker, leave up Bolt...
No, you can't leave up Bolt because you know about Unified Will.
Say what?
The Bolt, he knows about Unified Will, so... I mean, he would just probably Bolt now.
Well, sure. Yeah, I guess you bolt the Duskwatch Recruiter now, but your opponent has Scavenging. I don't know.
Yeah, it's tough.
This is certainly awkward for Victor. Victor had all the cards to win this game, just not the lands, which I guess is what usually happens.
Still attacking.
If you're short on lands, it's because you drew a bunch of good cards.
I guess he does have 2 removal spells, but he can't.
Yeah, I think attacking here is...
Tasker has... What is the... It's 6 in a black or 5?
No, it's 5 in a black.
So he could cast Tasker and hold up 2 removal spells here. And I mean, maybe attacking, like...
Yeah, so, well, actually, if you chump Tasker, or if you chump Knight with Tasker...
Yeah, but he has to do it.
But then you don't trigger Revolt until damage happens.
Yeah, no, he can't remove the Knight. Like, he has no way to do that. So it looks like
I think you're better off chumping with V-click and leaving up the Tasker.
Well,
I don't know.
That's what he was about to attack, though. That's what I was thinking about. But he decided not to attack. Because if he attacked there, Jonathan goes to 5, and he does have lethal with the Bolt and the Creeping Tar Pit or the V-click and the Tar Pit in various ways.
Yeah, so it looks like Victor's going to leave up some mana. So Unified Will actually... We can actually take Jonathan off of Unified Will while he'll play the Scoos. Never mind.
Yeah.
If we bolt... Yeah, I guess we... Bolt the Duskwatch now is probably the best thing to do, but I guess I could also see an argument for holding the Bolt for Scavenging use. Obviously, Jonathan will play Scavenging use, but then he has to Unified Will the Bolt, and the problem there is that, well, he can just eat 2 guys. Yeah, you got to Bolt the Duskwatch now then.
Jonathan does also have 1 unknown card in hand. I think that we can't see its face down there.
So Victor...
Yeah, he does.
I guess Victor wants his opponent to use the mana to Unified Will if he wants to, instead of playing the Scoos. It's just you're giving your opponent all the choices here.
Yeah, and he has enough mana for both.
Yeah, but I guess Victor is leaving up the option to Fatal Push.
Yeah, I mean, Victor could just win here. Like, if he just like... I guess the Unified Will really, but he has a lot, like Creeping Tar Pit, Click, and Bolt are all pretty much. Man,
if Jonathan just plays the Bolt or plays the Scoos, and holds up 2 green mana, and attacks with the Knight, I don't see how Jonathan loses.
Well, I guess if the Scoos resolves though, Jonathan can gain some life.
Yeah, he can gain 2 life off it.
Yeah.
I don't see how Jonathan loses this one still. I think Victor's playing it optimally, but
yeah,
Victor's in a bad spot.
So I guess if Victor baits the Unified Will with this push here on Duskwatch, really? Because he can't Unified Will this, sure. So Duskwatch down. Yeah, but now Victor can't win because he doesn't have enough damage. With the gain life from Scavenging use. Attack with just Knight? Is that big enough? 1, 2, 3, 4. It's only a 6/6. Wait, no, wait. This Knight's only a 6/6. It must be larger. No, I guess. It looks like there's only 4 lands in the graveyard, right?
Yeah, Horizon Canopy, Wooded Foothills, Misty Rain, Forest, Windswept Heath. Yeah, that's what I see.
So why did Victor not double block there?
Well, I think Victor sees the Click in the air as his only path to victory.
It wasn't. I mean, if he like, he would have some turns to go out if you remove the knight.
Yeah. Well, the other thing is we got creeping tar pit. We can actually bolt, and then if we can survive one turn with a bolt to face, we creeping tar pit V-click you for the win.
What I was thinking about the whole time, but the scoos.
The scoos hoses that play. Well, you get in for 9 damage, so Jonathan has to eat 2 things. Of course, there are way more than that to eat.
Yeah. Also, not the unified.
Yeah, I think we I think we have to bolt the scoos. God, I'm surprised this has gone on for so long. The scoos might just be the nail in the coffin.
Yeah.
So Jonathan should not use this last green mana here, unless
bolted in response. Yeah.
Yeah. So Jonathan has the wherewithal not to use the last green mana, as he should. Path. Okay, that's
I can't draw
but we have the dispel.
Yeah, and Victor also has dispel, but unified will. So I guess you just swing with the team here.
Yeah, I don't see how you lose swinging with the team. Because I mean, Scoos can actually eat 4 targets and gain 4 life right now.
Right.
So.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
That's that'll do it for game 2.
All right, folks.
Long one, but
that was fun. That was that's a hell of a game.
Saw the power of Knight there. Not very difficult to remove.
Yeah.
Especially with these non-path decks. So we're going to game 3. Victor's draw was a little awkward there. He didn't have any 1-drop, which is pretty unusual for his deck. But he did get a really good turn 2 with the Collective Brutality, taking a spell and killing Duskwatch Recruiter.
Yeah, Victor just missing his 4th. Really, it was the 4th land drop that killed him. I think he had operative plays to make, but then he just got so far behind on board he couldn't keep up, despite the fact that he had cards. He had ample cards in hand, just too late in the game. Took too much damage.
Yeah.
Unfortunate. But both players played that very well.
Definitely.
Jonathan showing incredible restraint, not activating the last Scoos mana.
I mean, it's a really hungry creature that you wanted to eat everything. You
can. hungry Scoos.
Supposed to.
You ever played Hungry Scoos?
I can't say I have.
It's a little bit like Hungry Hippo, but
instead there's a gelatinous ooze.
Yep.
You put the
which honestly is frankly probably less dangerous than a hippopotamus. Hippopotami kill 20 or 30 people every year.
Definitely.
Actually, I think it's more than that. I think it's a ridiculous number because I think it's in the hundreds estimated. Look it up, folks. Look it up. Things are dangerous. Let's play Feed the Goyf. Hell yeah. What doesn't die grows the Tarmogoyf. And no, what is it? What doesn't? No, everything that dies grow. No, what is it? If it doesn't, things that
don't. Are you trying to say the flavor text on Tarmogoyf?
Yeah, if things don't die, they grow, and what doesn't die grows, or what dies grows the Tarmogoyf.
Okay.
That's what it is. Someone tell me I'm wrong.
You're probably wrong.
I only own 2 Tarmogoyfs, so I could be wrong.
What doesn't grow dies, and what dies grows the Tarmogoyf.
That's what I said.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Good work.
Minus a few excessive prepositions or article adjectives there. I think I got that spot on.
Yeah.
Jonathan pile shuffling. Classic.
Still uncertain what the rule is on that.
I think it like, was once per match. Then it was once per game. Then maybe it switched back to once per match. I don't know. I just don't. I try not to do it. Try not to do it.
I do it occasionally. I only do it if I have to quickly collect all my cards and I know all the lands are together. But usually I try to test, interpolate the lands.
Well, 8 good riffle shuffles and/or side shuffles is supposed to perfectly randomize the deck, according to Harvard.
I don't trust those guys.
You don't trust Harvard?
No.
Yeah, I don't either. Listen to some Malcolm Gladwell. He'll tell you not to trust Harvard.
Don't know who that is.
He's a former journalist for the Washington Post and a social critic and author who also does a podcast. Great guy. Big fan.
I think Victor's on 4 lands.
He's very skeptical of our higher education system.
City Cut that thinks that pile shuffle is currently allowed once per randomization.
That can't be right.
Technically only when change your sideboard.
No, you can't do it after you fetch.
That's not a randomization.
What?
What alpha? Yeah, what alpha was it? When you change the contents of the deck.
How is that the same thing as a randomization?
No, it's not. But that's what I thought he meant. That is what it is. It's like if you ever change the contents of your deck, you're allowed to.
So whenever you sideboard.
Yeah.
Okay. So you can do it up to twice per match, or 3 times. You could do it at the beginning of the match and then again. Yeah.
But what if Karn restarts the game?
What if someone has Shahrazad in play?
Yeah.
Is that how you say that?
Yeah. So it looks like Victor does actually have a turn 1 play this oh no, I'm sorry. He just passed. Oh yeah, well, we got the op. Okay. End of turn opt. Finds young Pyro, which we haven't seen yet. See if it's any good.
So we're gonna Darkslick Shores, Metamorphose, Young Pyro. That's a line. We could do.
Maybe we could just go get a red source with our fetch.
Well, that seems fine.
It's basically
I think the Metamorphose in Mardu Pyromancer list is really interesting.
Oh, it is. It is once each time a deck is randomized. What does that mean? Randomized. I would think that anytime you shuffle, it would be a randomization.
I mean, you shuffle every time the deck is shuffled, it's randomized. So.
Yeah. What?
You can't be allowed to pile shuffle every time you shuffle. That can't be right.
No, I don't know. I mean, that's what it says, but we must be misinterpreting what randomization means.
Yeah, there's no way they would have gone back on that rule. Like, it cannot be legal. You'll certainly get, if you try to do that in a tournament, you will certainly get a slow play warning. At least I think. I don't know. Not a judge. We should ask our resident judge, Scott.
Yeah, you did nail it, City. Caught that, but I still don't. Do you know what randomization?
Well,
means?
Yeah, that's the real question. What does randomization mean in this context?
All right, so it is now once per game. Yeah. Okay. Only at the beginning of the game. Okay. So still uncertain about if Karn restarts the game, but.
Wait, so is that randomization rule outdated?
I don't know. Maybe.
Because that was the 26th. Well, yeah, whatever.
2016. All right, and then the update was from January 2017. Okay. So it's no longer once per randomization. It's just now once per game. So Pyro already getting some value here. I could see this as a potential way Jonathan loses this game. It's just get drowned out by elementals.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, if Jonathan doesn't... The problem is, like, a deck like Jonathan's can produce so many creatures that you can end up in a position where you're just chump blocking with all these elementals. But if you can effectively trade them off... It is true that Jonathan's variant of Bant Vizier Nightfall here does have a lot of X1s that trade very unfavorably with these tokens. Eternal Witness, Vizier of Remedies...
His hand is also not great currently. It's just Knight, Reflector Mage, and 4 lands. So, yeah, we might see Pyro take this one away.
I don't think Reflector Mage is great in these Bant Company decks that aren't, that like if it's a non-humans deck. Like I understand it might be out of the sideboard for delve threats, but I don't love Reflector Mage in this deck. It's certainly nowhere near as good as in humans.
Does beat Young Pyro. I don't think Jonathan is playing this.
Say what?
Orzhov Pontiff beats Young Pyro.
Yeah, I don't think Jonathan has any black cards, but could be wrong.
Yeah. Now here's Reflector Mage. We'll see if this one resolves. It's going to.
So do we think Victor fires off some spells here?
He is just Fatal Pushes his only other spell.
All right, then he can't trigger Revolt and get a token out of it.
Was triggered. Gurmag was returned to hand. So Victor could Fatal Push you. He could also just flash in Vendelion Click and start increasing his clock in the air. He's already got Jonathan to a pretty low life total, so I kind of like that play.
Yeah, it seems fine. Vendelion Click on yourself seems good here.
He's just going to go for the Fatal Push. I mean, that also makes it 1-1. And I guess Reflecting Mage holds the ground down pretty well against your Pyromancer. Makes sense. Yeah, so Jonathan's down to 6 from this attack. I think that's it. Victor has V-Click and Bolt, so pretty much no matter what.
Yeah, that's a lot of damage.
Jonathan's dead.
Yeah, I think Victor really just straight out-tempoed him here.
Yeah,
I mean, that's really what it's been. I mean, Jonathan has a lot more value out
These
of
were
his.
3 very different looking games. Like,
Yeah, very, very different. I recognize all 3 types of games because I often play games. I played last night. I played against Bernie Wen on a very similar list of victors here. And this is kind of how our 3 games went too. I got out tempoed in game 2. Game 3, I got outvalued. In game 1, I just ran him over.
Also, let's note that John had a hell of a time opening up his Pepsi bottle.
I did. I watched. I was gonna comment on it, but I didn't. I didn't want to insult the guy. I didn't want to bully him. But I did. I watched that. I watched that happen.
That was a good one.
And I said nothing. I said nothing.
All right. Well, pretty
You didn't hear it
interesting
from
set
me.
of games there.
Yeah, that was.
Pyromancer reigns
That was
again.
exciting.
Yeah.
That was. Looking forward to watching this one later. Folks, that's all we've got for this round. But we got about 10 minutes left.
So are we staying for round 5?
Yeah, we'll have to look for a round 5 match. As you guys know,
we are staying no matter what.
Oh, well, as you guys know, there's a lot of players tend to split in the last round. So we'll see if there's something available, but a lot of players like to leave. So we will try to get back to you on that as soon as possible.
Yeah.
Hopefully this round is close to ending.
Yeah, there's about 10 minutes left.
I don't know how many players are actually going to be playing. It'd be nice if the round was like over now. But
Fortunately, it's not.
so we'll let you know in chat. Stay tuned. Don't go away just yet.
Yeah. Should be back shortly.